and welcome back to my channel. God, it feels like ages. Well, it has been ages. It's been more than a week and a half, I think. Coming up to a week and a half since I've been able to sit down and film anything. Now I'm just going to do a easy, don't have to sit here for ages editing, just a colouring chat in. You'll have to bear with me because I feel like I'm rusty, number one. I'm super duper exhausted still, number two. I've still got that brain fog. But anyway, this is the Christine Karen Worlds and Times colouring book. I obviously haven't done a flip of this on the channel. I will quickly flip through it now just in case you're interested. But I do own a couple of these as PDFs. I own this picture already. It was on last year's Colouring Heaven calendar, which I did. Beautiful, beautiful picture. I haven't got that one, the colouring book one, the Witch Man or Wizard. Samba Dancer, she's really bonny. I've seen this one finished as well quite a few times online, absolutely gorgeous. Jewel Thief, Among Dragons. I did purchase this as a PDF and this was a couple of months ago that I did that one. The Bride, you're going to get a sneak peek of 2 pages here as well. The Pirate, look how cute that monkey is, how cute. Sacred Feathers, is that? Sacred Feathers. I told you, my mind is just Jester. Now, I did nearly purchase this as a PDF, so I'm glad that I waited, but stupid me's put a crease on the edge. I'm not 100% happy with this just yet because obviously I coloured it in bed. I've not managed to use anything other than pencils, unfortunately. So I need to think of a really cool background. I'll just add a couple of details onto this and then I'll call it finished. But at the moment, I'm not overly happy with the result of that one. And then we've got Baker, we've got First Snow, Steampunk. I saw Corey do that one. I think she was on a double live stream on that. Fairy Godmother, Cleo, which I did. I've done that one. Really enjoyed that one. We have Garden Friends, another whip that I think I'm going to work on this a little bit more. And I stupidly last night rested the pencil sharpener on it underneath and got it dirty with pencil sharpening bits. Enchantress, Free Spirit, I've done the PDF of that one. Queen, Sugar Skull, Angel, Cowgirl, Gina, Woodland Healer, that's a nice one for Halloween, and then just your thumbnails. But I did start on this and I'm not overly happy with this skin, right, so bear with me. I did base the whole thing with alcohol markers. Again, I did these 2 pages while I was upstairs. Still let me get a drink, just made myself a coffee. It is now almost dinner time, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I woke up. Right, so I'll have to start from the beginning, really. When was the really beginning of it? The very start. I went out on New Year's Eve. Anyway, let's quickly back to this. I'm having a coffee at this time because I went back to bed once I put Isabel off to school. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm not sleeping at night, but then so tired in the day. So I've got an espresso machine now. I got it off my father-in-law. It's dead good. Just before I carry on with telling you what happened, I think I'm going to add... See, I've even set an alarm and I made myself jump out my skin there. Set an alarm for 12 o'clock to make sure I eat. I'm going to use a bit of this Winsor & Newton ink, you know, for these bits in her hair. So you have to give this a good shake. So I went out on New Year's Eve day, met up with my sister, my mum and my niece at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to need a brush to mix this. Yeah, so I went out and we had dinner at this restaurant, and the reason that we were doing that, it was my mum's birthday. My mum's birthday lands on New Year's Eve. So we met up. We was probably in there for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It was like steak sandwiches, that sort of thing, like a light dinner. Because I'd bought a load of party food for me, my husband and my son to have in the evenings to play board games and play on the VR. That was at New Year's Eve. Now I think that one's going to be too tiny for me to use. So I went out for this meal, or dinner. Sorry, just bear with me, I'm just trying to find a smaller brush, which that one might do. That one should be alright. So yeah, went out for dinner, really nice seeing my mum, my sister, for her birthday, give her presents and whatnot. Hugged each other goodbye, and then I went to my sister's so my husband could pick me up because I don't drive. So I went to my sister's, sat in a dining room talking about a dog. A dog's birthday, I think, was that day. A bulldog, British bulldog. Big dogs make me nervous, so she had him locked up the whole time, bless her. Yeah, because they make me nervous. Past experience with a bigger dog, hence why I've got 2 little rats as dogs. I know that people call them that, so I've started calling them that myself, my 2 chihuahuas. They're not rats to me, they're my babies, but still people call them that. So we're chatting away in the kitchen. My husband comes for me, come back home, did the plans that we was planning on doing. We had the party food like pizzas and sausage rolls and prawns and that sort of thing. Played on the VR, we played Risk as well on the Xbox. Risk is a board game, but we found it easier playing it on the Xbox because you've not got all the bits everywhere. I finally gave up that night at 1:30, went to bed. Terribly hungover the next day, may I add. So yeah, I've never learned my lesson. But I think my son gave up at 3 because he was playing poker with my husband. He gave up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, fine. New Year's Day, fine. We went to my mother-in-law's. But before that, so New Year's Day, I'd woken up. Like I said, bad hangover. Drunk too much, that's all it was. Drunk too much. And I get a FaceTime off my sister at about 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning. So this is New Year's Day morning. Saying she's got COVID. Saying that she woke up at 4 or 4:30 in the morning with chest pains and I best test myself. So I tested myself straight away, negative. My husband, my son, we tested Isabel, all of us negative, obviously because I've been around her, then I've been around him, and then the kids, and I was hugging on New Year's Eve, you know. So anyway, that was fine, negative. Went to my mother-in-law's and had like a roast dinner, like a belated Christmas dinner, so she could do her version of Christmas dinner. We did pre-warn her. My brother-in-law was there. We pre-warned them and said, listen, I went out with my sister, she's positive for COVID, I've tested myself, we're all negative. She said it was fine, so we just stayed at a distance, no hugging or anything like that. And then, so that was Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday I felt a little bit tired, but that's sometimes the normal with me with the medication that I'm on. I do randomly get tired throughout the day. So Wednesday comes. That's really, really pretty, that. Shall I add it to, I think I might add it to the necklace as well. So Wednesday comes. Isabel's not at school at this point. She only started back to school this week, which was it the 10th or the 11th? Oh, the dogs are blessing us. The dogs are blessing us with their presents next door. So I will pause and be right back. I think they might have shut up. So Wednesday rolls round. She's not at school. She's home with me. She's been home all week. I have to keep drinking because I get such a dry mouth. I think I am going to add a little bit here. I just took her to Tesco, which is about half an hour's walk for me. I do walk a little bit slower than other people because of my leg. So I took her up there, had a wander in Tesco, you know, did what I was meant to, wearing the mask and being careful, not going too near people. And then I got back home, I popped her upstairs in a bedroom. She goes up for an hour or so in the afternoons if she's off school. Number one, because she likes to watch TV up there and she chucks the teddies around everywhere. And number two, I need a break at that point. I need a break of not being a carer. So we pop her upstairs basically to have a little bit of a break, and she's fine up there, she's happy as Larry. We've got the camera on her, we can see that she's happy with what she's watching. Anyway, so I was lying down on the couch and I was watching something on my phone. Excuse me. I was watching something on my phone, probably a true crime, and I fell asleep. And I had no alarm set on my phone or anything, but luckily my son comes home, and he gets home about an hour and a half after that. So I'd not gone to sleep for too long, and I thought, I've never done that. I've felt tired before, and if I felt tired I've known to set an alarm just in case I do nod off, but I didn't that day, and it was lucky that he came home, and I felt terrible. Anyway, the day goes on, I make the kids' teas, I make my husband's and Lewis's tea, and I think that's the day that I actually burnt it and had to chuck it away, which again is not like me. I'm not the best cook in the world, but I know how to cook, so I felt that was strange. Wednesday evening I was sat here doing some sort of colouring, and I was only here for about half an hour, and I said to Dana, I can't do this tonight, my brain's not with it. What do you mean? I don't know, I couldn't explain what I meant. So I went and sat over at the couch near the fish tank, and I said, I'm really cold. So we popped the heating on. The heating up was up to 20 degrees, and then I put my dressing gown on, and then I put my heated blanket over me, and I was still cold but sweating at the same time. And I said to him, I don't feel right, this isn't right, this. And I was really weak, to the point where I couldn't even lift my arm up properly, like picking up my phone was such an effort. And I said, I'm gonna have to do a test. He's like, no way, not this late, you wouldn't have caught it this late, it would have shown up by now. So then you start your googling, don't you, symptoms, blah blah blah. Anyway, I took a test and it came up positive straight away. So that was it. It was like I can't think of a funny film like what it was like. It was like alarm bells ringing, like quick, get her upstairs. And I was like, well, I do need some boots as well, I'm going to be stuck up here for at least a couple of days. So I quickly grabbed boots. I grabbed, what did I grab? Polychromos, my luminance, my Prismacolor, as much as I could carry upstairs in one bag with 2 or 3 boots. I was like, that's it for the day. Well, that's it for a couple of days. So that was Wednesday evening. Wednesday night, terrible hot sweats all night, like waking up, being cold, shaking, sweating. It wasn't nice at all. So Wednesday day, even though I was stuck in the room, I was glad to be stuck in the room because I spent most of the day, I'm going to end up messing this up here, or I'm going to cover it, I've already messed it up. I spent most of the day sleeping, with the occasional knock on the door with a sandwich, knock on the door with a little ready meal for tea, messages on my phone, are you awake, are you alright, how are you feeling? And then that brings us basically for the rest of the week. So Thursday, Friday, very similar symptoms. There wasn't really any coughing as such, and I've just been coughing now, but the way that me and my sister was trying to explain what it was like is when you have a cough and you've got phlegm. I know it sounds disgusting, but it was like the phlegm was I might even do the earrings. No, I'm not. That's going overboard. It was like a jelly consistency, and I know that sounds absolutely disgusting, but if people want to know what the symptoms were like, that's what it's like. And I'm here a week later after having the positive, a week 1 day, so 8 days later after having the positive, and I'm still getting that. So that's the reason that I'm coughing. I'm not coughing because I've got a cough, I'm coughing because I'm trying my best to clear my throat, and you can feel it all building up at the back of your throat. So it got to Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, and I got a negative test in the morning. I was like, yep, hip hooray, and I shared it all on Instagram how happy I was, because at this point I was missing my daughter terribly. My son is a typical teenager. He spends 95% of his time in his room anyway, so I don't really see him much, so there was no change there. But I did FaceTime him a couple of times. And then I took one, I think it was Tuesday evening, and I said to my husband, I can't wait, I need to know whether that's going to be negative in the morning. So I took another one and it came out positive. I was like, oh bloody hell, I shouldn't have done that one, I shouldn't have done that. So it sort of reset. So then I had to wait for, I think it was late Tuesday night, really late Tuesday night, for me to get a negative, and then really late Wednesday afternoon, and then still once I'd got them 2 negative, I did stay in my room for a little bit longer. And I've done another one this morning, and again it's negative. So I'm good to go. I'm not got COVID anymore. But I'm wondering whether it's certain times of the day it comes up with more of a positive. I was unbelievably annoyed with myself because I had all these videos that I had planned. I was meant to be doing the swatching. I've still got them here and I've not swatched them out. So if you are still interested, would you like me to swatch these out on camera? I've still not done that because I was saving it for a video, like I'd said. I don't think my voice is completely back to normal, but I'm getting there. So look at that gold, isn't it dead pretty? It's not completely dry yet, so I don't want to mess around with the earrings. I don't think I can do much else with this skin on this one because I messed it up with the alcohol marker, so I'll have to wait till that's dry. I'll work a little bit on the earrings and then maybe think of a background. Now this paper isn't the best, so I will have to be super duper careful. So yeah, yesterday when I'd finally come out, I did some very light housework. Sorted my daughter out. The main thing with her is the lifting. She's very heavy, so I had to make sure that I was taking my time, and I was wearing a mask as well around her just to be safe, because the last thing that I want is her getting COVID and taking it to her school and spreading it around, obviously. But then last night I sat down at my desk. I was sat here for about an hour and 15 minutes, give or take. So after me all setting up and everything, let me just move this out of the way so I don't smudge that ink. I managed to paint this, and I did this in an hour, and this wasn't it was a block of paper, which I do like the blocks, but they still warp. I think I prefer the single sheets and then masking taping them down myself. But like I said, I had all these ideas that I wanted to do, and I was sat here last night and I physically couldn't do them, and I was constantly, like, you can hear my chair now, like it moves quite far back, just basically leaning back and practically going to sleep. So then I gave up and I went to bed at about 10 o'clock, I think it was. By 3 o'clock in the morning I was still awake, tossing and turning, and I could not sleep. So from 3 o'clock till I don't know what time, I must have fell asleep around about 3:30, and then I had the alarm set this morning for 6:30 to sort her out for school. So I sorted her out, came downstairs, did the washing to catch up on. Alright, I wrote a list of things that I needed to do this morning, and that just completely went out the window once I'd sat down and my head felt fuzzy and my body felt really heavy again. I can't do this. So I went back to bed, and I think I've probably slept for about an hour, again with the tossing and turning. But I've been looking at, again, online. You shouldn't Google your symptoms, should you? Not being able to sleep is quite common, I think, when you've got COVID. But then you feel exhausted, so it's a vicious circle of trying to get yourself better. So I'm just doing little bits. Like I said, I had 1,000,001 videos planned. What's going on with my hand there? Is that because I've been holding my cup? See, I keep like panicking, checking my body for rashes, thinking, oh god, what else now, what else now? But yeah, that's whereabouts I'm up to. I wanted to do loads this morning and I've just not had a chance. So now that I've filmed this, I'll be able to quickly edit it, sit down, have a spot of lunch. I might see if I can get a little bit of reading in as well. I've been doing more reading. I've been doing reading and listening to audiobooks. But I know there wasn't a lot of colouring in this, but my head is just not with it at the minute. my head is not with it. Maybe in the next day or two I will get a little bit more back to normal, but I have no idea what to do with the background on that. I'll just work on the earrings a little bit off camera. But yeah, just let me know please if you want me to still do the swatches of the Brute Funa pastel pencils, if you will. And I haven't forgot about the watercolour, the little cards, the giveaway. It's just once I'm feeling better and up to walk into the post office, I still need to go out today. I need to go out today to the cigarette shop and get some liquid, and I need to get this, that and the other, and I just can't. I've just not got the strength. So I'm doing the very bare minimal that I can get away with, and hopefully I'll be back to normal in a couple of days. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble on and moan about COVID, but it's not fun. It's not fun. So wear your masks. I wish I'd worn my mask for the whole meal if I'd got away with it that day, and then this wouldn't have happened. But I think I'm going to sit down and do a video with Danny again if anybody's interested, because he's got a lot to say with what it was like coping on his own and looking after me poorly in bed. And I think it'll be quite funny listening to him, to be honest. I think we all need a good laugh right now. So anyway, until the next time, words Deborah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.